This is a download of Farming Today from the BBC. For more information and our terms of use, go to www.bbc.co.uk. The presenter today, Anna Hill.
Good morning. Today we talk about religious slaughter, halal, and the tests underway on a new method of dispatching livestock.
I'm expecting it to be able to effectively stun animals, and if that happens, it's going to be a massive improvement for animal welfare, and I believe the perception about halal slaughter will improve as well.
We'll have more on that in a moment. First, though, all this week we're trying to be positive and celebrate the arrival of spring, even if it isn't quite so evident in some parts of the UK yet. For Cameron McKeever, who farms on low-lying land at Kinloss in Murray, spring means green grass, but it doesn't last long. Moira Hickey went to visit Cameron in the lambing shed to find out who else is after the newborn's food.
Here's lambs that were born this morning. It's a set of triplets there. And once they've been mothered up and have suckled their mums, we put them outside, hopefully onto fresh grass, where they can thrive and carry on.
But in this part of the world, those lambs will face competition. Thousands of geese, mainly pink-footed geese, are feeding up for migration at exactly this time of the year. And they descend on farmland like Cameron's. Mike Crutch is a local birder who watches the ebb and flow of this natural tide.
So they're coming in from Svalbard, Greenland, Iceland as well, and they come here from the end of September, but they start reaching their peak around about the end of October. So we're looking normally 25,000 birds. And what's important with pink-footed geese, or pinkies as some of us call them, is that 90% of the world's population come to the UK for the winter. So we're looking at around just under 400,000 birds coming to the UK. So they're a pendulum in terms of, okay, once the world starts moving back on its axis towards spring, then the birds themselves say, right, we need to feed up, we need to prepare to go back onto our breeding grounds. And pinkies particularly, they'll carb load. They're just like an athlete about to go on the long run. They've got the long endurance and migration ahead of them. So they're not only looking at the grasses, they're looking at the wheat, they're looking at the grain fields. They're also looking at things like potatoes, tatties as we call them here in Scotland, carrots as well. Down south of the border you're looking at beet fields and so on. So they're looking at those sort of rich foodstuffs just to load up for that journey ahead.
I'm back with Cameron McKeever to see the impact the geese have on his land.
They're not stupid beasts, they're clever. They always seem to know where the best grass is.
I can see what you mean straight away.
You can see where the geese have been landing here, grazing the grass right bare down to the roots, and almost put your foot in any bit of ground and you'll be standing on a bit of goose droppings. There's also the disease implications. We had cattle tested for TB a couple of years ago, routinely tested, and the vet had said the particular group of cattle that had been grazing on the ground that was affected by the geese had avian TB. It's not a disease that's going to affect the cattle, but it has got implications when we're blood testing for other diseases in the herd.
And this is a depressing sign of spring for you, isn't it, really?
Well, I don't grow grass to feed geese, I grow grass to feed my cattle and my sheep.
Cameron McKeever there in Kinloss.